wasn't happy with the fine print, and when he didn't sign the contract, the promised WWE title run morphed into a feud with Kalisto over the...
I'm saying that Kalisto's a bad wrestler, but like WWE title over Kalisto? WWE title, bro.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up?
Yo, what up? It's Ahmadjay back in another video. Today we're about to be reacting to a video by Cultaholic Wrestling. Video's going to be on 10 WWE superstars who were promised a title reign. I feel like this is going around a lot in the damn wrestling sphere, you know, classic people. It's been going on since like the fucking 60s and to 80s until now, bro. When a person or a promoter, you know, I guess like promises them a title run and they never get it, bro. I know how that can feel frustrating when you're just busting your ass and then this person keep pushing other people and you virtually just never get your chance to be a champion, bro. But let's see the examples that come in this whole little like list. But I guess Ryback is on one of them because I've seen it in the thumbnail. But let's just get into it. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you've been enjoying the wrestling videos. Let's get
the WWE title. The in-ring career of Vader was, on the whole, the stuff of legend, but the Hall of Famer stint in the WWE is generally viewed as one of the most disappointing in history. Wrestlers, fans, and...
I think I already know the problem with this one. I know the problem with this one. That infamous Shawn Michaels moment.
Everyone else knew what the Mastodon was capable of and expected him to be a major player for Vince McMahon, but for various reasons, it never happened. Leon White himself certainly had high hopes for his WWE run, especially after he was, according to him, promised a WWE title reign on 2 separate occasions. Vader claims he was set to dethrone Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam 1996, then lose the title to someone else before once again regaining it and finally dropped it back to the Heartbreak Kid at the Royal Rumble of 1997. The big man had serious problems working with Michaels, however, and they only got one pay-per-view match out of their feud, with Psycho Sid taking Vader's spot at Survivor Series. As an aside, Vader also claimed that Vince McMahon later promised him a run as Intercontinental Champion, but that didn't happen either. It just was never Vader's time, was it? Number 9,
that really sucks. Like false ass fucking promises just from Vince McMahon. Classic.
Aleister Black and the United States title. Considering the fact he's now been released by WWE yet again and more than likely won't be brought back for a third bite at the cherry, you can add Aleister Black to the list of very talented wrestlers who never won a WWE title. Alright, I know, so the man formerly known as Tommy End did enjoy a 108-day reign as NXT champion, but as far as his main roster fortunes were concerned, Black came up empty time and time again. He had shots at both the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles, as well as the United States Championship, the latter of which he was actually told he was going to win. Zelina Vega first brought up that her IRL husband was going to be the one to end Andrade's run with the belt in late 2020, blaming injuries and other factors as to why it never happened. A few months later, and Black confirmed that he had indeed been told he was going to win the US title, but then claimed Vince McMahon nixed the planned switch as he didn't want Black's first main roster title win to take place in front of no actual fans. This, of course, would have taken place during the pandemic. Number 8, Brutus B.
But at least he would have the title. I know that sort of kind of wouldn't mean nothing, but like, didn't a lot of people win they title? Bro, you had a fucking, you had Drew McIntyre win in front of nobody, bro. I know that must have sucked, but like, you will have him like win his title in front of everybody, but you won't have Aleister Black win the US title in front of nobody. I mean, I guess it's his first title, but like, what can you do? And like, you released him, you ended up releasing him anyway.
Beefcake and the Intercontinental title. As Hulk Hogan's then best pal and perennial hanger-onerer, yes, that's an actual word, believe me, it's true, you'd have thought Brutus Beefcake would have been good for more than just a sole run as one half of the tag team champions alongside his dream team partner of Greg Valentine during that era of Hulkamania. Well, according to the Barber himself, he was promised a run as Intercontinental Champion, not once, not twice, but thrice. Per Brother Bruty, the first time he was told he was going to win the title was in 1987, when Ricky Steamboat had it. The decision was made at the suggestion of Hogan to go with the Honky Tonk Man instead, and Beefcake was told he would be the man to dethrone the wannabe Elvis after a long reign. By the time
Oh man, you would think you know, being Hulk Hogan's buddy and you know, thinking Hulk Hogan could just backstage politic for you, you would think you'd have probably shot up the damn ranks of just already snatching like every mid-card title, because I know you wouldn't probably get to the WWE title. Hulk Hogan would probably be barring you from that one. It would suck to be around that time with him. But shit, I'm low-key surprised they didn't give him a run when he was Hulk Hogan's buddy.
Slam 1988 rolled around, the Ultimate Warrior had been picked to squash Honky and win the title, meaning Brutus would have to wait a bit longer. The third and final time he claims to have been promised the elusive title win was at SummerSlam 1990, and Beefcake may very well have dethroned Mr. Perfect at the pay-per-view, had he not suffered catastrophic injuries in a parasailing accident on July the 4th, paving the way for Kerry the Texas Tornado Von Erich to jump in as his replacement. Number 7, Kurt Angle.
I'm not gonna cap, that is kind of your problem, because like, I mean, I'm sorry that happened to you, but like outside activities while you're slated to like, you're promised to a title match, and or you would have some type of like, title thing going on, like you gotta exclude all of those little fucking activities for the best. Just for the best of your career. If you're on like break from wrestling or you're on vacation, then go ahead and try to do those extracurricular activities. But like while you're slated in the middle of some feud or getting promised a championship, don't do it.
Angle and the ECW title. When WWE decided to reboot ECW as a third brand in 2006, they felt as though they had to shift some people over from Raw and SmackDown to give it immediate credibility and star power. And nobody was as credible as Kurt Angle, the man who had stormed out of his lone appearance for the original ECW in 1996 after the controversial Raven and Sandman crucifixion angle. Vince McMahon told the Olympic hero that he wanted him to be the face of the brand. He was also told that him doing so meant he would be working in smaller arenas and therefore wouldn't make as much money on a per-show basis. It felt like a demotion to Angle, but McMahon assured him he'd take care of him financially on the back end with bonuses. What's more, Kurt was promised a run as ECW champion. Angle would likely have gotten his time with the title after Rob Van Dam, had he not have been suspended for 30 days after falling afoul of the WWE wellness policy. After returning...
Still a crazy ass thing RVD did. Come on, RVD. Man, you just couldn't stop smoking that marijuana for 1 second.
From suspension, the gold medalist was in self-destruct mode and soon left the company under a cloud before he could get his run as ECW champion. Number 6, Bad News Brown. And
not gonna lie, in that whole thing, in that whole perspective, this would have probably, made his whole promise to make him champion. But like, Kurt Angle thought it would be a better idea for him to like leave the company. Hey, it's better for your mental, man.
The WWE title. Having previously worked for Vince McMahon Sr. in the late 1970s, Bad News Brown was brought back into the fold by Vince Jr. in the late 80s. Bad News was working for New Japan and Stampede Pro Wrestling when McMahon pitched his WWE return. Among the various promises Vince made, a WWE title and subsequent program with Hulk Hogan was one of them. According to Brown, McMahon sold him on beating Macho Man Randy Savage to become the first black world champion in the company's history. And while Bad News did enjoy a decent push and worked with WWE champion Savage soon after arriving in WWE, a run as world champion never materialized. Brown claimed that Vince told him that he had been talked out of making the switch by members of the office, who were fearful that Bad News, as a legit shooter, might not willingly give the belt up when it came time to drop it to the Hulkster. Brown laughed at that notion and realized that the would-be WWE title run was just one of many lies McMahon had told him during his stay.
Yeah, that's kind of like the gist of everything too, because like they really do not like people that are just kind of like, will stand up for themselves essentially and drop the damn title to Hulk Hogan, because bro, Hulk Hogan had so many damn title runs, and I'm pretty sure it was already rumors and backstage shit back there of literally him already ruling shit. So I'm pretty sure Bad News Brown heard about all of that. And then bro, I don't know, bro. Vince was just promising everybody a title back in the day. Man, it wouldn't surprise me if Triple H started doing this bullshit, bro. He probably already did. Triple H already did this with LA Knight already, I think.
5, Hardcore Holly and the Intercontinental title. Hardcore Holly had one hell of a 15-year run in WWE, during which he won the Hardcore Championship 6 times and had 4 runs as one half of the Tag Team Champions. A decent haul for old Sparky Plug, but Holly himself always believed he deserved a chance to hold one of the more prestigious singles titles that were up for grabs. I mean, he once pitched the WWE creative team that he should win the world title and then beat everyone. So he clearly felt he had earned a bigger push. According to his autobiography, The Hardcore Truth, Holly hadn't been in the company too long when he was informed he was going to win the Intercontinental title. At a WWE Action Zone taping on April the 26th, 1995, Holly beat Jeff Jarrett to bag the IC strap. For the finish, Double J put his foot on the bottom rope, which the referee hadn't seen. The ensuing controversy was supposed to build to a rematch at the very first In Your House pay-per-view. Per Holly's account, when he got backstage, he was informed that he was to go right back out there and redo the match immediately, with Jeff Jarrett winning after an announcement that he hadn't actually won the title, which instead was held up as vacant. "How'd you like me now, pal?" said the ice.
That's fucked up, bro. I got my problems in hearing all these hardcore Holly stories, but like, Jesus Christ, that is literally just messed up. You couldn't just let this dude like get the championship for one night or even a day or two over the weekend. That's pretty much it, but at least he'll, have the, the title reign as, be being champion. At least he'll have that slapped under his belt. But he didn't have anything. They just listed that shit as vacant. That's fucked up.
See title. Number 4, Adam Bomb and the Intercontinental title.
Bomb.
Back in the mid-90s, WWE didn't have the approximately 65 belts that they currently have across all brands. They had the WWE title, the Intercontinental title, the Tag Team titles, and the Women's title. Just the 4 belts for the entire roster to fight over. Not only did it signal that you were in good favor with the office and being pushed, but holding a title belt also had an effect on your pay packet. Being a champion generally meant moving up the card, which meant better payoffs at the time, before downside guarantees, of course, when WWE stars made their money based on how well the company was drawing. So it's no surprise that Adam Bomb was chuffed to hear that he was going to get the IC strap in either the spring or the summer of 1995. A quick look through the history books will tell you that Adam Bomb didn't hold the Intercontinental, or in fact, any championship belt in WWE. Brian Clark conceded the plans can and do often change, but pointed to backstage issues with the Clique as a reason he was overlooked in favor of Shawn Michaels.
Damn, bro. Yep, classic. The classic Clique, bro. Classic Clique doing damn, they were like the whole group of Shawn Michaels 2.0. I mean Hulk Hogan 2.0 back in the late 90s, bro. They were just making their way backstage to literally literally outrule everybody, bro. And like, bro, these promises, man. These promises are just what was kind of pissing me off, bro. I mean, in the meantime, I'm sorry, bro. Just for them to overlook him for Shawn Michaels was the right idea, bro. Come on, Shawn is Shawn Michaels, bro. You can't disagree with that. Even though people hated Shawn Michaels around this time, but like, you can't deny the talent, bro.
Number 3, Ryback and the WWE title. It seems completely mental looking at it now, but there was a time when not only was Ryback a viable option to become WWE champion, but a lot of fans actually wanted him to end CM Punk's epic reign in late 2012. That never happened, of course, but at Elimination Chamber 2015, the big...
I'm not gonna lie, in the meantime, thank God. Thank God, bro. Cause I was actually rooting for this nigga when I was like 12 and shit. Cause like, man, I was a kid and CM Punk was a bad guy at the time, even though I still thought he was cool. But I really wanted his championship reign to end to Ryback. I actually really thought he had a chance, so that's why I was like rooting for him. But like later on in the year, I'm like, glad they didn't make that move.
Guy claimed his lone WWE Championship when he won the vacant Intercontinental title. According to Ryback, it was during this reign that he entered into fresh contract negotiations with the company. And when he didn't sign the proposed deal, Ryback claims WWE took the title off him. But that wasn't the whole story, as Ryback revealed that as part of the negotiations, he and Vince...
This fucking picture cracks me up. Why are you kissing him? Okay.
Man had reached a handshake agreement for him to turn heel, ditch the singlet for trunks, and have a run as WWE champion. Yet the Riz Biz, as his friends call him, so I've heard, still wasn't happy with the fine print, and when he didn't sign the contract, the promised WWE title run morphed into a feud with Kalisto over the United States Championship, which Ryback never won. And of course, never ever will win because of his legally binding retirement. Number 2, The Rocker.
Oh man, shit, bro. That was like, you get a consolation prize, you get the feud with Kalisto. I'm saying that Kalisto's a bad wrestler, but like WWE title over Kalisto, WWE title, bro. But yeah, bro. Yeah, this kind of just is a green area to look at, bro. They didn't give him the championship. I'm not surprised for that shit. But like, I feel like, well, I said I'm glad they didn't make him champion due to all the shit that happened. But like, they were kind of hoeing him a little bit. They were kind of really hoeing him, like telling him he won't, kept promising him shit and not following through on stuff.
And the WWE Tag Team titles. When you look at a list of the best WWE tag teams to never hold the tag team titles, top of that list has to be Grandmaster Sexay and Steve Blackman. Shut up. Right below them, however, would be the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. Although they technically did get to hold them, just not for very long. The Rockers were one of the best tag teams in an era chock full of great duos and worked with tag champs like Demolition, the Nasty Boys, and the Legion of Doom. Their work was so consistently good that Vince McMahon made the decision to put the titles on them at a Saturday Night's Main Event taping on October the 30th, 1990, where they beat the Hart Foundation 2 falls to 1 in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Unfortunately, the top rope broke during the contest, and the match wasn't very good as a result. Shawn and Marty had hoped it could be fixed via the magic of post-production editing, but after already defending the titles at a house show, they were informed it wasn't salvageable. The match would not air, and WWE would forge ahead pretending like the title switch never happened, the belts remaining with Brett and the Anvil. And finally, number...
That is fucked up, bro. So all due to some television thing and some whole production incident, they really didn't win the championship. It happened on a house show that wasn't filmed. Jesus Christ, this wouldn't happen in this day and age. It was just dependent on that whole ass era. But like, this wouldn't happen nowadays because everybody has phones. Technology is way better. But like, just to like sense that the Rockers, legendary tag team, didn't become tag team championships just because of that reason. That is the most shit. That sounds like the most shittiest like disappointment ever, bro. Damn. That might be the worst one on the list, bro. Mr. Kennedy World Heavyweight title. Oh yeah, I remember this. It got canceled.
One, Mr. Kennedy and the World Heavyweight title. When The Undertaker beat Batista to win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 23, the Dead Man was scheduled to have his first long run with a world title in a decade. Sadly, just a few weeks into his reign, Taker suffered a torn biceps, an injury that was made worse when the champ decided to work through it and wrestle the Animal in a last man standing match at Backlash. Sorry, I couldn't help that one. Blame Triple H. The Undertaker needed surgery, and surveying the SmackDown locker room at the time, the decision was made to not have Big Dave regain the title, but go with Mr. Kennedy, who would cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase after Undertaker and Batista went to a draw in a cage match. Kennedy was informed of these creative plans just days before he himself went down with an injury at a Blue Brand house show. Wrongly diagnosed as a total triceps tear initially, the injury caused WWE to book Kennedy to lose his Money in the Bank briefcase to Edge, who then cashed in on Taker. Kennedy was
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. That's the most dumbest thing to just happen to a person, bro. I get bro is injured, but like at least let like bro. Well, I guess that probably wouldn't work. They could have probably put it on somebody else. They could have probably put that shit on somebody else. Man, honestly, that really fucking sucks, bro. You going down with an injury right when something's really happening. I already seen this story about Mr. Kennedy, bro. It really sucks at the time you were injured, bro. I feel like the worst thing on this list is that production incident and doing the time of that whole thing, bro. That really fucking sucks. Like I said, that shit would not happen in this day and age because of technology. But back in the day, that technology had to damn be so bad, bro. Oh yeah, my pick is that one. Let me know your guys' pick, bro, or any other people that you know that were promised some sort of title, bro, because shit, a lot of people are nowadays. But don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Go check out Cultaholic's original video. It'll be linked in the description. I'll catch you guys in the next video though, and we are on the road to 850.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?